I'd probably say only just thinking about your chest. So what I like to imagine, where everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but if you can imagine, obviously we're pushing the bar off the chest, right? But if we think on the way down, if we can row the bar into the chest, straight away that's gonna activate your back as well. And your chest and back are gonna work, we call them agonist and antagonist muscles. So when one's short, one's long, and vice versa. If we can focus on almost squeezing our back together as we come down, as we drive the chest and try and bring the chest up to the bar, think about how much more stable you are at the bottom. All your back muscles are working to stabilize, and that's gonna give you a lot more power to be able to push, away, and you're not gonna be as sort of shaky around that position as well. Other thing I mentioned is your lats. So one of those things where after you take the bar out, and it's gonna take a little bit to get used to, but it's actually pulling the shoulders back and down, almost into your back pockets. Your lats are gonna tighten up, and that's basically gonna hold the bar for you. So you can find once you've taken it out, it's like your chest almost isn't working. It's like, it's just relaxed. Your lats are just taking the load. Then you can take that breath in. Then you can start that position where you're reaching the bar up towards the chest and driving back in. Hand position, you want a position where wrists line up with the elbow at the bottom. So some people will go too wide or too close. Generally, as soon as that happens, same thing happens. You see the front delts start to pop forward. You are gonna get some shoulder in here, but mainly you wanna be thinking about reaching that chest up, trying to touch almost where your sternum is and coming back. But again, everybody's gonna be different. So for example, when I jump on the bench press, I can pretty much go maybe there. If I jump on any sort of incline, like I find my incline position's a lot different, which we're not gonna go through anything crazy today with the incline, but I might actually stop like here, for example. Whereas if I'm inclining and trying to get more of my upper chest, I go down too far, the front delt just takes over. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to hit what I'm trying to hit. So again, everyone's gonna be different with how far they bring the bar down, what they do. It's almost what feels comfortable for you. And then you just want to standardize those reps. So you'll probably see blokes come in, bench 100, first rep's all the way down, second rep's halfway, third rep's about 3/4, and they just keep bringing the weight up. And it's like, have you actually got stronger? No, you're just cutting the range out of that. So, which is why it's really important to have a range, standardize it, and make sure even as the reps get hard, we hit that same amount of range.
You want every rep to look the same, regardless of the weight.
And don't get me wrong, the last few reps are going to be like, a bit different. You've got to push yourself. They're not going to look the same as rep 1, but the range should still look the same.
Yeah.
That last rep, you might be like, oh, it's starting to, take a bit longer to get up. But once it's up, you'll be pretty much sweet. And then you'll be able to, again, start progressing these sort of things. So, Cole, do you want to jump in? I think one thing to mention for everyone is that the bench is a full body exercise. It's like you've got to start from the floor and then bring your way up as well. Like if you're losing that power through, think about the lower half of your body, think that's lower half of power that you can probably always use to sort of push back through the chest. So Cole's big, he's done 140 before, so we're gonna put a bit of weight on. We'll start with 60. So what you do is as you come down, I want you to drive your chest up as high as you can. Beautiful. Imagine you bringing your chest up to the bar as you're spreading it apart. Last one. Beautiful. Nice. Come back. How'd that feel? Yeah, sweet. That looked better. Just going that slight bit wider is probably about perfect for you. You're always going to be more of a narrower bench. I think that's probably where you're strongest. Your nice strong triceps as well and front delts. But yeah, sometimes you have to gravitate towards what you're strongest in as well. But then there will be a point where it might go the other way, where it's like, oh, okay, like I can't get any stronger here because I'm not getting enough out of my chest. So that's all I'd focus on. The next one is you imagining really trying to drive that chest up. And then as you come back and you're pushing the bar back, I want you to imagine you're trying to push your whole body back into the seat as hard as you can. So you're not too worried about just driving the bar up, you're more thinking about pushing everything back. The more you can focus on that, the stronger you'll be through there. So my assumption for now is as you start getting heavier, you're gonna start getting out more into this position because your front delt and your triceps really, really strong. So we're just gonna think, we'll go to 100, but what we're gonna think is where your sternum is, I want you to imagine the elbows are gonna tuck in, but you're also gonna try and spread them apart as you come down to that bottom position and then drive back. In terms of driving the whole body back, that was much better though. Yeah, looked a lot more stable, a lot more tension as you go through. Get nice and tight. Good, so we're gonna think down to that bottom part of your chest. Right back, good. So we're trying to hit there. And push back. Yeah, nice. Really good. Notice even that second one was actually better. So as soon as you bring that down more towards that bottom part of your chest and push back, like everything looked pretty much spot on. Whereas in that first one, it's just that initial drop for you. So if you try and drop that initial drop too quickly, it's just going to go too high, and that's when you're going to want to set up more in that position. Whereas as soon as you're tucked and driving that chest there, you're actually a lot more powerful from that position.
Yeah, the first one I'm normally trying to find
the range.
The range.
Yeah.
Everything where it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Lock in, but
Yeah. It's different for everyone, but you'll find like that position for you is actually a lot better if you can focus on. It's not going to have to go right down to where that is, But if that initial drop goes too high, that's when, again, you're going to think elbows will flare out. You still want to spread apart, but the lats still want to be involved a little bit, so you're getting that position there. Want to go 120? Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Need help unracking it, or are you good?
Should be good.
Sweet. Try and shuffle down a tiny bit more.
What's that?
Just shuffle down a tiny bit more. Yeah, there, perfect. Nice, tight. Take your time, lock your lats in. So again, you go bottom part of the chest, reaching that chest up tall, 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 whole body back. Beautiful, man. Nice work. Perfect, man. If you think about that position, you'll start flying up in your bench, man. That looked really good. In terms of like accessories and things like that, obviously you mentioned the rotator cuff, so there might be a couple of things where, accessory exercise, I'm sure you do some rotator cuff warm up. Do you do the one with the cable?
No,
Or the
dumbbell.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
I'd start using the cable. So you find that's a really good one to note, is a lot of people come in and just like use the dumbbell and go across and sort of up and down. When you think about gravity, it's like gravity's pulling you down, so it's more just a bicep contraction, even if it feels like your rotator cuff's working. So grabbing a cable, just doing the exact same thing with the cable. Set it up to go across and then set it up to go down, and then just going in these sort of things here. You find you don't need to worry too much about your thoracic, you're actually getting a pretty good extension up. If you can think about trying to do that, row in, meet the bar, and then push back, you'll be good to go, man. What's your goal like to hit bench-wise? Want to try 150 next or something like that, I'm guessing?
I mean, that was,
Or get back to it?
Yeah, working back up, that was the initial goal. So
Yeah.
get it on 145. And,
Cool, all right. Definitely able to do it, man, because like 120, like that flew. Like you would have been able to hit that for 6 to 8 if you really wanted to, I reckon, no problem at all. So I think that same sort of thing. Even a position where you just take the load down a tiny bit, maybe at 120, having a slight pause just before you touch the chest, initiating that position, then driving your whole body back and just getting used to that. Even if you just did singles, man, and just like did 1 rep, did that, paused, pushed back, rested 30 seconds, went again, a bit of a cluster set, or just, as I said, just building up that intensity as you go through. Something called wave loading, which I'll send you in the PDF. That'll be really useful for you as well when you go through. Beautiful.